Bleach chapter 540. Let's get this started, people. Alright, so shout out to my boy James Hansen for getting me this awesome Zanpakuto. He said my reviews weren't proper if I didn't have a proper Zanpakuto. So the Boken is gone, and we got us some nice beauty right here, people. Now, this chapter of Bleach, I'm not gonna lie to you. Towards the end, I was flipping out, going crazy, and a lot of people hinted at this. A lot of people were like, yo, look closely at Zangetsu and Juha. They look similar. The character designs were similar. So Kubo definitely, if you look at it closely, he definitely was connecting the dots automatically. He knew where he was going with this. So he planned a lot of this out, which really shows some good job on Kubo's end. He planned a lot of this out. Now, first of all, I want to talk about the 5 helpers or bodyguards or whatever to Nimayo Uetsu. I noticed that with a couple of the character designs, 2 of them in particular, they kind of looked similar to stuff that happened in Bleach. I don't know if that was an inside gag, if that's some sort of connection. One of them looked like the final Getsuga Tenshou. One of them had the wrap around the mouth and had those like sad eyes. So one of them looked like that. Another one kind of looked like Aizen in a way. So I don't know if, again, that's connected. I don't know what's up with that, but it definitely gave me a vibe like maybe there's some sort of connection to what happened, and that's where the bodyguards came from. Or maybe there's some sort of connection with the sword with these particular people. There's something there because the character designs look, especially the one that looked like Final Getsuga Tensho, it looked identical. So it had me there. Now, as far as the events of what happened at the end of the chapter, basically finding out this entire time, Zangetsu is Juha from 1,000 years ago. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was a bombshell. Kubo done dropped a bombshell on us. He done dropped a bombshell. So, pretty much, it makes you question if he's not the real Zangetsu, but he's been pretending to be Zangetsu this entire time. The thing that I came up with is the Quincy are very proud people. They're very strong. If he's been wanting Ichigo to prosper this entire time, maybe he himself, the Quincy within Ichigo, however the hell he came to be, well, the connection has to be somewhere with Masaki's death. Maybe with Masaki's death, as being the offering to Juha, some sort of his spirit was within Ichigo already at that particular point. Maybe there was a process set up, and when Ichigo was born, he already had some of this Juha since his Quincy heritage automatically is connected. So maybe upon that, when he finally activated his powers, the inner Quincy was like, yo, I'm going to be the one that is protecting him. He's going to be, one of the leaders for the Quincy. He might resurrect the Quincy at some given point. I'm going to do this. And it really just, makes you think, wow, all this time, Ichigo didn't know really Zangetsu had no sort of relationship with him outside of, yo, I need my sword, dog. I need you to help me out. So it really makes you think this entire time he has been, there's been no connection. You've been like, yo, who is Zangetsu? And now you put the pieces together. Juha this entire time been helping out Ichigo. It makes you question, yo, Juha this reckless, ruthless guy. But at the same time, the spirit of him, is it connected in any which way to the actual Juha? Is that his energy? It makes you question exactly what is the link there. Is that Juha inner evil? There's a lot of questions that already arise from that. But definitely, in my opinion, it's the inner Quincy within him, whether it be a manifestation of actual Juha what Juha was inside of Ichigo, some sort of spirit, something there that allowed this transfer into becoming the inner Zanpakuto, whatever, the spirit inside of it. Where's the real Zangetsu? Who the hell knows? We don't know who the hell the real Zangetsu is, because pretty much this entire time, when we saw the younger version of Zangetsu, and then we saw old Zangetsu, and that wasn't even an old guy, apparently, because it's 1,000 years ago. It really just shows that, wow, Kubo did a great job with this one. He did a real great job with this one. Whether it was planned from the very beginning, all the way back when Zangetsu was introduced or not, regardless of the way he connected this, it was really a bombshell. Just a bombshell. Now, the pages leading up to it, again, unless there's some sort of importance, which I think there might be, as far as those 5 guardians, bodyguards, whatever the hell they're called, where one looks like Final Getsuga Tensho, it's a possibility that there's different manifestations, and that's where Final Getsuga Tensho came from, because we didn't really get the ins and outs of how Ichigo learned Final Getsuga Tensho. We didn't really get that. So it makes you think, All right. How did he learn it? What were they a part of it or something? Was something along the lines of that connected? Or it could just be Kubo using, reusing character designs. Honestly, it just really depends on where some of this is going to go. The way Kubo's been writing, I think there might be a connection there. Overall, because that was pretty much, the chapter in a nutshell. 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5, baby. That bombshell at the end, connecting everything. The writing just became so much more solid. Like, Kubo made the writing so much more solid with this, connecting this. Now, it also makes you beg to question. Now, I know some people might not have followed the anime. Some people might not have watched some of the fillers. Zanpakuto Rebellion arc. Was that some sort of foreshadowing? Kubo telling them, yo, you can do that, because at some given point something might happen along the lines of that. That really makes you think how long Kubo might have had this in store for us. And overall, the connection with everything. What do you guys think, though? How the hell did Juha Bak's 1,000-year-old self pretty much sneak his way into the Zanpakuto and become the, Zangetsu? Did he kill the real Zangetsu? I think it's a possibility he killed the real Zangetsu to take that place, as the guardian for Ichigo. And that's why, basically, Nimaya said, say goodbye to Zangetsu, because the Zangetsu he knew is basically not Zangetsu, and probably Zangetsu is dead. So he's going to have to get a whole new being in it, and, completely different. But the being might be something similar to what we've seen. Maybe Final Getsuga Tenshou form, and we've seen that little bodyguard thing. Maybe that was actually something like along the lines of the actual spirit that should be a part of the sword. But I think Juha Bak's spirit killed possibly the real Zangetsu, took that form, and was just like, yo, I'm going to guide this kid to be the Quincy leader, possibly. Let me know what you think, guys. Crazy chapter, again, 4.5 out of 5. Kubo doing it big. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for that crazy ending. That ending, just bombshell. Bombshell, people. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. We're going in Zanpakutos, baby.